We wanted to ask you whether you were in part directed in where you went in Xinjiang by state media. Were you paid by state media for the production of the Xinjiang videos, and also whether they paid for expenses during the trip? I was attacked. I fully understand what kind of methods these medias use when fabricating conspiracy theories. Let me tell you what happened a few days ago. I was sitting in my quarantine hotel. Suddenly, I get a friend request by a guy named Paul, who is a New York Times reporter. He sends me a few questions for an article he's making. When I opened to see what kind of questions he asked me, I was completely shocked. This is exactly what a story with an already determined conclusion looks like. By the way, when a reporter from a media asks you for an interview, you have the right to either accept an interview or say no to an interview. I decided to accept an interview because I got nothing to hide. Let me read to you a few of the questions. We wanted to ask you whether you were in part directed in where you went in Xinjiang by state media. We would like to know whether you were paid by state media for the production of the Xinjiang videos, and also whether they paid for the expenses during the trip. If CGTN did not direct you during any trip, how did they find you to do the interview? Were they traveling alongside you the entire trip? How did you find the farmers you interviewed? In one case, the Chinese embassy to Italy posted on its Facebook page a copy of your video with subtitles in Italian. Did you do the subtitles in Italian, or is that something they added? What the heck, man? Why are you asking these ridiculous questions? Why don't you ask questions like, what did you see in Xinjiang? How are the lives of the people there? Why the first thing you see when you see some truth about Xinjiang is, oh, you must have collected money. Oh, you must be an actor. Oh, this guy definitely got paid. Then after thinking about it for a while, I probably understood their trick, because we've been attacked many times like this before. And these kind of medias use similar methods on similar issues. When they notice the information you convey is contrary to the prejudiced views they shape to their audience, the first thing they do is not self-reflect, but twist your motives. They will first set up a non-existent conclusion for themselves. This guy's Xinjiang coverage is not consistent with our views. He must have collected money. Then, they will try to find some suspicious clues to try to prove that non-existent conclusion. And on this basis, they will write a objectively looking article that is clearly just guiding the audience in one direction. And that direction is already obvious to all of us. So before I show you how I responded to him, let me predict how this article is going to turn out. Let me give you a clue. Whatever they write will have nothing to do with my answers to them. I haven't watched this guy's Xinjiang video, but his motives are very questionable. I haven't been to Xinjiang, but according to Western media, everyone knows exactly how people are living there. It's just that that vlogger got the opposite conclusion. But why? After tracing his account carefully, I found many clues. He's trying to show the ordinary people lives of China during political events, and want to allow global audiences to break their stereotypes and prejudices there about this place, to give an opportunity for people who have the right to speak out, and to show the world the true image of China. Wait, that's the wrong manuscript. We noticed after the release of Why China's video of Xinjiang, let me check, that it was reposted by many Chinese medias, and they were also interviewed by CCTV and CGTN, which are known as the government spokespersons in China. That's how it's going to turn out, guys. That's my prediction. So now it's time to show you my answers. First of all, when I was thinking back about my Xinjiang trip, a lot of memories came back. It was probably the second most memorable thing that happened to me in my life. By the way, I did not go to Xinjiang alone. I had my two really good friends, who are also my two colleagues, Xiaoqi and Shasha. Xiaoqi has been with me since day one doing Why China. He's been the head of our content. He is a PhD student at Tsinghua University. Every single ending for our Don't Be Shy series is all written by him. He's opened up so many ideas and possibilities for me to understand China, and he's helped me along the way so much. The second person who was with me was Shasha, the head of our production. She's this amazing lady that takes care of every single little detail of our trip. Every time she works the hardest. She always takes care of the details that I totally can't handle, and I'm also really bad at it. She's responsible, and she's been with us from day one. And when I release this video, it's probably gonna be her birthday, So let's all wish her a happy birthday. So looking back this trip, what happened is that we took an early flight to Akasu. So every day we wake up at 8 a.m. and take a 4 to 5 hour car drive to the farms. Then we would film all the way up to around 9-10 p.m. and then have to go back 5 hours. We'll be back at the hotel at 3 a.m. and then we'll have to send all the things we filmed to our editor who's in Beijing by the online transfer. So only by around 6 a.m. on average, we would all be asleep. Next day, 8 a.m. all over again. So just imagine how much time and work we had to put in. Not to forget the fact that Xinjiang at that period was extremely windy and cold, and when I was filming in the farms, my shoes got dirty, our cameras got dirty, it was a mess. But also it was so enlightening, the whole experience. So many insights, getting to know so many people, so many experiences. Most importantly, and that's also something that the reporter in the article asked me, who paid for this trip? Well, isn't it obvious? We paid for all of our expenses. This entire trip was very exhausting, to be honest. And the entire expenditure of it was all paid by us. 28,300 RMB to be exact, including flights, accommodation, transportation, food, including AD Ganai and a strawberry-flavored Oreos. Every single detail, we have it all in our expenses. What we show is also the entire reality that we saw with our eyes. So, my answers to him were meant to demonstrate to him the seriousness of our team. Let me show you how I answered him. Hi Paul, below is my response to your questions. I got interviewed during my trip by CGTN. Funny thing is that they released my interview 2 days before I had time to edit my own videos. So their interview of me ended up being a spoiler for my own Xinjiang series. About the Le Monde report, first time I hear about this. Anyhow, I can assure you that no state media directed me in any part of my trip. It was my own personal decision to go to Xinjiang. Sometimes I even had to use my very poor Uyghur language skills to navigate. Got lost a few times, but it was all part of the experience. Number 3, we're not responsible for other accounts sharing our videos. We've been making videos for 5 years and our content has been forwarded by thousands of different social media accounts. And after you write about us, we will have been shared by the New York Times as well. I really want to thank you dearly, the New York Times, for sharing our story. Number 4, we do not do subtitles for others. Nobody can speak or understand Italian in our team. I had no clue that we posted it until you sent me this email. And by the way, if you see our video in any other languages, send me the link please. I will let you know if we did the subtitles or not. Number 5, nope, we certainly were not paid by anyone for the production and or any expenses of this trip. We got all the receipts of the expenses on our name. I had a great time in Xinjiang, but also was exhausted from filming every day from early to late hours. So I decided to book myself a business class ticket on my way back for the first time in my life. Actually, I highly recommend the reporter to look at other series we do, not just Xinjiang, because in our Don't Be Shy series, for example, we include so many stories of authentic people, families, and jobs in China. Each one of these cost us at least 10,000 RMB to produce. It takes a long time. And some topics we do, for example, in Wenchuan, about life after the earthquake, or the one in Macau with the newspaper stand. No, these are not watched by so many people because maybe the style we do is a bit slow and not as popular, but the comments underneath these videos, I really recommend you go and watch each and one of them so you understand better what China is really like and see what our real purpose is. Just like the Xinjiang series, they all have a similar purpose, similar goal. Go check it out. And for this entire thing, the most important thing I did at the end of my response is to write, please include my explicit response in the article. I want to see if the New York Times will include my response. Let's wait and see. So after answering his questions, it is not over yet. Because I have some questions for you, sir. Number 1, have you ever been to Xinjiang? Number 2, do you even care about the people living in Xinjiang? Have you lived and spent time with them? Have you played with them, had food with them, played different instruments, hang out with them, farm with them? Number 3, are you concerned about their living conditions? Do you know how much they earn? Do you know the different salaries in different occupations, from the farm to the city? Number 4, before you wrote this report, did you have an outrageous, predetermined conclusion on your mind? Did you just want to piece together some so-called evidence into a fake conclusion to make it a bit more of a conspiracy theory? Number 5, would you like to read these comments below my video? So this is what happened to me the last few days, and that was my response. So guys, we've actually been getting these kind of attacks quite a lot. Just to be honest, it hasn't been so easy for us. There was a point in time that I deleted all the social media networks because there's so much attack and hate at some point, and I was only focusing on these kind of negativity. But after a while, I was thinking about, these are not going to disappear from my life. I have to come and face and be true to myself. So I did decide recently to re-download all of these apps. I believe my videos are showing the authentic Ychina. My team is so proud of every video. And I know, guys, that some of our videos are not really getting any views or not that popular. Sometimes they're like all the way in the countryside, or showing some factory or supply chain, or showing some really common people's day-to-day lives. But our team works hard and believes that these kind of videos actually help us and the people viewing it understand the underlying logic of the development of contemporary China. If we don't go and share their stories, then what's the point of making an account that explores the authentic lifestyle and the truth about what China is like these days? So please try help us and give us some advice of where you want us to go, place you want us to discover. A lot of our incredible ideas and destinations come from you. I also want to tell everyone that from the very beginning of Why China, it's not just been Raz, Xinyue, Sisi. There has been many other people that have been through us making videos with a belief that it can break barriers. Because our team knows that one video can really build bridges. One little video can impact and change the world for the better. We're waiting for your comments. So thank you guys for being part of my journey. See you guys after the article is out.